In this video, I'm going to teach you how to master your thoughts and emotions so that you can control yourself in your personal life and finally start to feel calm, confident, and happy. This is for you if you're a business owner or an entrepreneur or a high performing professional who is dialed in at work, you're dialed in with your career, you've got that side of your life sorted, and you don't need any help there. However, when you go home, you have to deal with your family, you have to deal with your partner, you have to deal with the relationships that you have in your life. That is when you lose your cool. You can't stay calm, you can't stay in control, you're lashing out, you're behaving in ways that you don't want to, you're getting anxious in social settings around other people, and it's just crippling you. You know that you have so much more potential because you've already seen that in certain areas of your life. However, when it comes to the personal side, when it comes to your emotions, when it comes to your thoughts, you seem to be stuck in these self sabotaging patterns and you just can't find a way out. They just keep repeating and repeating and repeating, whether it's your relationships, your friends, your habits, perhaps you're drinking too much or you're smoking too much, right? These are the kinds of things that I'm going to help you overcome right now. And the way that we're going to do that is through simple mindset processes and frameworks that I'm going to teach you in this video. So make sure you stick around because I'm going to actually lay it out for you how that you can create change in your mind and in your emotional state easily within the next 90 days. This is something that I've helped hundreds of clients with before, and I'm excited to just lay it out for you and show you the step-by-step process. But before we get into that, I want to make sure that you understand the implications of your actions. And I know that you do, which is why you're here. But let me just reiterate. If you don't get control of your mind and your emotions, and you continue to allow it to affect the quality of your life, you are going to be wasting time. You're going to be wasting time with your family, with your loved ones, with your kids, with the people that you actually want to spend your time with. And you really just start wasting your life away, right? You can go to work and you can do your business and you can be successful in that. But you know, all the material success means nothing if you don't have a sense of fulfillment or purpose in your personal life. All of the work is for nothing if you can't get that under control. And that's why I'm here. I want to help you find fulfillment, find confidence, and find a renewed lease on life in your personal life where it really matters. So let's get into it. Let's first just identify what the problem is. I'm going to share my screen with you and I'm going to identify exactly what this problem is that you're experiencing, right? Now, I've worked with hundreds of people, like I said, so it's common that I see the same patterns showing up again and again. And for you, you might feel like you're blocked. You just don't know why there's the same pattern showing up again and again and again. But I'm going to tell you exactly why that happens. So here it is. This is what happens first. Something happens, right? Someone triggers you, your wife says something, your partner says something, your kids do something, or maybe you do something. Maybe you go to the shops or you go out and you get into an anxious state. Something happens. And what happens after that is that thoughts and triggers start coming up. You start to experience different thoughts and different triggering reactions in your body. These thoughts and triggers create feelings and emotions. You start to get frustrated, you start to get angry, you start to get anxious. And then that creates an action or sometimes a non action, right? It's you do something or you don't do something that you probably should have done, right? And that will then lead to a result, right? And that's kind of how it works. That's the hierarchy of thoughts, emotions, actions, and results. Now, the solution. How do we change that process? Because if you're here, if you're watching this video, there is some undesirable thing that keeps happening in your life, a pattern that keeps showing up and you can't seem to overcome it. And it really starts to affect your mind and your emotions. You might start to get depressed, you might start to get anxious, and then you might start to take actions that are undesirable. So maybe you're drinking too much or smoking too much, or you're lashing out at your family or your kids, or maybe you're not doing anything. Maybe you're just going into inaction, you're closing down, and you're not opening up to anyone that's important to your life. You're not going out and actually enjoying your life, and you're not taking action on the things that you know you need to do. Right. Either way, it gets to a result. And if you're here and if you're watching this video, you're experiencing a result that you don't want. Right. So, how do we change that? What's the solution? I'm going to introduce to you what I call the self method. So this is my method that I teach my clients, right? I'm a meditation teacher and a mindset coach. I've done a lot of this work myself, right? I used to be in an anxious state. I used to drink too much. I used to smoke weed to cope with my emotions. And I used to self sabotage a lot, right? And so, what I've learned over the years is how to actually master myself. Right? I've been doing this for 4 years now, coaching people. I've coached hundreds of people, and I've had a lot of amazing results in helping people to overcome their self and really start to build a new sense of self. Because I'm going to tell you what not many other people will tell you, and that's you need to get over yourself. You really just need to get over yourself. And if you don't like that, and if you can't hack that, then stop watching this video. But this is what you need to do. You need to get over yourself. And I'm going to teach you how to do that with the self method. Starts with self-discovery. So firstly, we're going to look at what is actually going on for you. What's the problem? What's the root cause? And what's the challenge that you're experiencing? We're going to start to really understand your unique problems and challenges through the self-discovery process. Through this part of the process, we're also going to start to look at what you actually want for your life and who you actually are as a person, right? A lot of the people that come to work with me will often say, I just don't even know myself anymore. I've lost myself. Right? I've lost my sense of self. So we're going to do this self-discovery part of the process first. And then we move into self-healing, because whatever you're experiencing in the present moment is coming from a deeper issue, a deeper pain, and that is always going to be an emotional pain. There's some deep emotional pain within you that hasn't been met, right? So if you really want to change your life, you got to look at that stuff, right? You got to learn how to accept yourself, forgive yourself, love yourself. You have to move forward with that intention, as opposed to what you're currently experiencing, which is a lot of self-hatred, guilt, resentment at yourself, anger at yourself, frustration at yourself. And that's really not what we want. So this self-healing part of the process is where you can start to shift guilt, the anger, the resentment, the shame that you've got, all of those things, the anger towards yourself, the hatred towards yourself, and we start to move that towards acceptance, forgiveness, compassion, love. And this is how you can start to feel calm and confident in your life. And then what we want to do is want to move towards self-mastery so you can actually sustain that. Because I'm not someone that likes to just come and get people to work with me and say, sweet, we're going to create all this change in 90 days. But then, after the 90 days, see you later. And you go back to the same self-sabotaging patterns you were in before. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to create long-term sustainable change. And we can do that once we learn how to master ourselves. So I'm going to walk you guys through a quick process right now. What I want you to do is get a pen and paper out and actually go through this process. So if you don't have a pen and paper, you can just do it on the fly with me as we go. But I'm going to actually just give you a live example of what's going on and how I can help you. Because, you probably got lots of different coaches on Instagram, lots of different therapists you could go see, lots of different psychologists you could go see. And you're like, who do I actually want to work with? So I like working with people who are just no bullshit, right? Straight to the point and solutions focused. If you are a victim, if you have victimhood, or if you are someone who is just always making excuses, I don't want to work with you. Stop watching this video, go away. I want to work with people who are focused, right? Who are concentrated, who know how to identify problems, and then who know how to take action on those problems. Right. These are the people. And the reason why is actually a very selfish reason for myself. I'm running a business here and I like to see results in my business. I like to actually see success in my business. So when I work with people who aren't success driven, who aren't ambitious, who aren't focused, who can't concentrate, who always make excuses, then they don't get the kind of results that I want people to get in my business. So if you are someone who actually wants results in your life, then I want to work with you. So I'm just going to show you how I do it. So you can see, okay, sweet, this guy's straight to the point, no bullshit, and this seems like something that's going to work for me. I'm not hiding anything here, and I don't want to. So I want to show you what's going on. Step one, identify the recurring patterns. So step one, what happens? What's that first thing that happens? Something happens, and something is happening for you on a regular basis, and it's something that you don't want. And that's the pattern, right? There's something that you don't want is happening over and over again, and you want to move past that. So firstly, just identify what that is, right? And now, if you're in a real serious state, there might be a few things that are happening, but I want to know what's the one thing that's important for you to change, and then write that down. Step two, Find the external attachment. There's always going to be some surface level external attachment that you have. The way that you can figure that out is by answering this question. When I have ... I will finally feel ... So for a lot of people, it might be, when I have a certain amount of money, then I'll finally feel good enough. Or when I have someone who loves me, then I'll finally feel complete. Or when I have, just a sense of confidence and calm in my life, then I'll finally feel satisfied. Whatever it is, when I have ... I'll finally feel ... What is it that you feel like you need now before you can feel a certain way? This is an external attachment. It's actually not true, but it is your limiting belief. When I have $100,000, I'll finally feel good enough. When I have a loving partner, I'll finally feel complete. Something like that. When I have XYZ, I'll finally feel XYZ. So get clear on what that is. What is it that you want, or what is it that you think you want? And then we move into phase 2, which is healing. So that was phase 1. That was the self-discovery process, or at least a part of it. And then we've got phase 2, self-healing. So unpack the subconscious identity. If you look at the pattern that's occurring in your life, the thing that's happening, and then you also look at the external attachment, when I have XYZ, I'll finally feel XYZ, you can start to unpack that. All right, well, what kind of identity am I embodying if that's me? And there's really two main ones. It's the victim or the people pleaser. Is your pattern coming from a victim mentality, or is it coming from a people pleasing mentality? So just to be clear, this is where a lot of people get stuck. The victim is someone, it's where it's like the energy is like, oh, always something happening to me, or why does it have to happen to me, right? Woe me. Whereas the people pleaser is a bit more anxiously wanting to help everyone else. And the thing that's happening is happening because they're seeking validation from someone else. Now, you might be feeling both of these in your life, but I encourage you to just stick to one for this specific exercise that we're doing. This is just one framework that I have that's very helpful for my coaching clients. And when I walk through this with people one-on-one, we can get really deep into it. So you're watching this video, and this is a pre-recorded video, so I'm not going through this with you in a one-to-one setting. When I go through this in a one-to-one setting with my clients, we are really able to get a lot of clarity on what the issue is. But do your best here, right? Is this coming from a victim mentality or a people-pleasing mentality? And then step 3.5, this is where we can start to heal the root cause of the pattern. So you can ask yourself, when did you feel a similar way earlier in your life? You might have to take a deep breath for this one. Might be easier if you close your eyes. When did you feel a similar way earlier in your life? And you'll probably have some random memories coming up. They're not random. That's your subconscious mind. That's the root cause of the emotional pain. And that is actually what is creating your problems in the present moment. Your problems in the present moment are surface level. Maybe it's anger, maybe it's anxiety, there's something happening, right? Maybe you're using drugs, you're using alcohol, you're fighting with your partner, you're fighting with your kids. That's actually surface level. The reason why you're doing those things is because you have a deep emotional hole within you that hasn't been filled. This is kind of like the void within. And that's what we're doing right now, is we're looking at that and we're going, okay, cool. I'm feeling this way because of this thing that happened earlier in my life. And so it's really just an old pain that's triggering. And when you heal that old pain, you can start to shift that pattern, and you will just create a new reality. You'll create new experiences in your life. You won't be getting angry. You won't be getting anxious. You won't feel the need to go and smoke a joint or drink beers every weekend, right? So that's the healing part of the process. Get in touch with whatever that emotional pain was from earlier in your life. Then once you have awareness of that, I have a lot of different meditations and breathwork practices that we can do for actually getting down into the nitty gritty of healing that. I can't actually do that kind of work in a YouTube video with you guys, but if you want to come on board for coaching, then we can dive into that stuff together. Step 4 is to anchor into a new identity, right? So who do you want to be? Once you've identified who you were, okay, when I was younger, I developed this victim mentality, or I developed this people-pleasing mentality that's been playing out in my life. Then you can start to go, okay, cool, I don't want to be that anymore. I want to move towards this. So who do you want to be moving forward? anchor into a new sense of identity. If you've got this old unconscious and subconscious victim mentality or people pleasing mentality, we want to learn to let that go, and we want to start to move towards the new identity. So step 5 is to connect to your heart. And the way that I like to do this is just by taking one hand, placing it on my heart, and taking a deep breath. When I connect to my heart, I finally feel. So once you've taken a deep breath and asked yourself, when I connect to my heart, I will finally feel. Tune in to how you feel. Tune into your body and notice how you feel. Usually it's like safe or complete or peaceful or happy or calm or confident or whatever it is, right? Now, the point of this is to realize that in step 2, there was an external attachment. I need this thing before I can feel this way. In step 5, what we've done is we've shifted the energy, and all we've done is, okay, I connect with my heart and I finally feel that way. So you can see it's a limiting belief. You think you need that thing to feel that way, but you don't. You just need to connect with your heart and connect with yourself at a deeper level, and you can feel whatever it is that you want to feel right now. And once you have that experience, then it's just about developing a habit of continually revisiting that same feeling and emotional state, and you will be able to reprogram your emotional state. And when you do that, you're going to stop being so angry and anxious, and you'll start feeling calm and complete. Now, step 6, the final step, is integration, right? When it comes to successful integration into a new identity and mindset, there are really 3 things you need. You need a plan, you need accountability, and you need effort, right? So this process that I have just shared with you here is a part of the plan that I have to offer you, right? This is actually a framework I call the Energy Patterns Framework, which is a part of the Self Method. Now, the second part of the process is accountability. You need accountability, right? All the best people in the world, all the most successful people, all the most high performing people, all have coaches, guides, mentors, teachers. They all have accountability, right? So if you want to be amazing, you need accountability. So you also need effort, right? You've got the plan, you've got the accountability. You also need to put in some effort, right? You will need to use this process consistently. You will need to practice what I teach you consistently. You will need to show up for yourself and put in the effort. That is a non-negotiable, right? As your coach, I can't provide any magic pills. I can give you the plan, I can give you some accountability. You have to put in the effort. So that's what I can provide. I can provide you these 2 things, plan and accountability. You need to bring this. You need to bring the effort. So if this was helpful for you, and if you're interested in doing some coaching work, then book a call with me today. Underneath this video, there will be a link to book a call. You can click that link. You can schedule a time in my calendar. The first call is just a free consultation to see if I can help you with whatever problem you're facing. If I can, then we can talk about what's involved with the coaching. If I can't, I will not offer to help you. So that's why you need to book a free call today. Book a call with me today through the link below. We can jump on that free consultation and we can have a chat. Now, that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you want to master your thoughts and your emotions in the next 90 days, you've tried a whole bunch of other stuff. Maybe you've seen therapists, you've seen psychologists, you've seen people, and you've tried a healthy lifestyle, you've tried meditation, you've tried yoga, and certain things that just aren't helping. Book a call with me. I'll give you a plan that's crystal clear, step by step. We'll show you the way. We can create that change in 90 days. If you're worried about the investment or what it costs, don't worry. You can always create more money. You can never create more time. And if your personal life is being affected by your own inability to manage yourself, then you don't want to waste any more time. So book a call and let's jump on and have a chat. I will see you there. Bye.